Hey you guys, welcome to Lisa and Company. If you're stopping by for the first time from the hop, make sure you head on down to the comments and say hello. Right now, let's get started. Are you guys ready to get started with DIY number one? This is one of my favorite products to use from Dollar Tree, any kind of box frame. They come out seasonally. They're often in the frame aisle, and I have way too many of them. I also have these Dollar Tree cotton stems that I have had forever kicking around in my stash, and I've just never really used them other than sitting in a vase. So I am going to take the leftover black paint from a previous DIY, and I'm going to add some talc and make this into some homemade chalk paint to paint on the back of this sign. I typically don't measure, as you guys can see. I like to go about 50-50, and that seems to work, but you can always add a little more talc or add a little bit more paint if you need to. Now that I've got the first coat on there, I'm going to go ahead and give it a second one. But first, a quick dry brush with just a tiny bit of the white paint left on my brush from painting somewhere else. Using the side of the brush, I'm just toning down a little bit of the red that's on that stain and to make it a little bit more farmhouse. For these cotton stems, I'm going to first take them off the one long stem, and it is really easy. They just pop right off. What I'm doing today is creating a really pretty wreath. I feel like I saw it somewhere. I went back looking through my Pinterest boards and I could not find it, but I just had this idea of the cotton stems on the black background, and I just thought it would look absolutely stunning and beautiful farmhouse. Now, as often happens when you're crafting, I just didn't like the look of it. It wasn't the vision I had in my head. So I had to come up with another plan. I had this glass sticker from Dollar Tree, which I could have used and probably would have shown up really well. But I also have these really pretty paper flowers from Dollarama. And oh my goodness, I have to get myself more of these. And I am simply going to create the little wreath using these instead. So much better. These are giving me the idea that I had in my head of what I wanted this to look like. So I'm going to get these all glued down in a circle. I didn't draw anything there. I'm simply eyeballing it. And I am going to make a really quick bow using this pretty ribbon that you guys have seen in previous videos. Here's what I did differently though. I cut off the wired edge because I wanted a simpler bow this time. And when I went to glue it on, I realized that I really needed to get that center flower out of the way and ripped it, but it was an easy fix with my paint marker. I also added a bead there to raise up the bow so the greenery could sit behind it. And you know what? I am thrilled with this one. It's sometimes amazing that your initial idea doesn't work out, but in the end, it's even better. You guys, I am so excited you were able to stop by this hop today, hosted by my friend Sonia at the Domestic Diva. She has an amazing channel. She does a little bit of absolutely everything, and her furniture flips are epic. If you're interested, she also has another channel where she does all kinds of yummy cooking, and she's always posting pictures on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure I gain weight just looking at them. So here's what you need to do. After you finished watching my video, head on down to the description box where you're going to see the next video in the hop. Click on that and it is going to take you to the next amazing creator in this hop. Who is it? You're going to have to click on that link to find out. This one is going to be super easy and super cute, and it is for my mom. Now, here's what you don't know about her. She is a lover and a saver of the bees. When she sends a text message, she always puts a bee at the end of it as a reminder to all of us that we should help her save the bees. Okay, enough about that. This was, without a doubt, one of the toughest Dollar Tree stickers I ever had to get off. I did get it, and then I sanded most of the sticker off the front and then gave it a quick wipe down with one of my diaper wipes. This way, when I paint the back, it gives me a smoother surface and a nicer finish. Now I'm going to use my Dollar Tree puffy stickers. I love these darn things. I love that beaded look that you get with it. And I'm going to paint the entire thing in my homemade chalk paint. Here's a tip for you guys. I found when I'm painting those little puffy stickers, I almost need to do a circular motion to make sure I really get a good coat of paint all the way around. Now I'm simply going to put this sticker down in the middle here, and I get these from the cutest store just nearby where I live, and I'm going to link her down below. Carol at Concession Road Mercantile has the most amazing selection of products, and she ships just about anywhere. Okay, I did go over this with a bit of a dry brush, just a little bit left on my brush, and I just find it makes that sticker look like it was part of this and not stuck on top. When this is all dry, I am going to give it a coat of Mod Podge just to seal it all together. Now, you thought I was done, didn't you? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tape it off because these are those snow globe ones from Dollar Tree, and they have a naturally occurring base, so I'm totally going to use it. What I'm going to do is tape it all off really, really well and really carefully, and then I am going to brush on some of my antiquing wax with a really chippy, rough brush to create almost a wood base on this snow globe. And you guys, check out how good this looks. Now, I just kept working with it because the thing with this antiquing wax is if you put a little too much on, you can wipe it off while it's still wet. I knew I could go back and add some white paint if I needed to, but I was going for a super simple wood base on this, what is now a cute little bee item, and I think we're going to use it on her tier tray. Super happy about it, and I think she's going to love it. Do you? Wow, you guys, I cannot believe we're at DIY number 3 already. Okay, so this one is a dog toy from Dollarama and a ball of yarn from Dollar Tree. Now, I love this yarn and I bought it to crochet a pumpkin way back in the fall, but it is not crochet happy. It drove me crazy. So first things first, I'm going to take about this dog toy, and I did save that rope because, well, you never know, right? And I'm going to use my copy of Pride and Prejudice, and I'm going to wrap this because I want a big tassel. Now, essentially what I did was use almost the entire ball, leaving myself about 2 yards just to tie it off and do all the finishing touches on the tassel because I wanted it big and full and long, because what I'm thinking for this one is that it's actually like a door hanger or going on a cabinet or something like that. Now, I put a tiny dot of glue on my string just to help it get through. You know how they're rough in the middle of those beads? So I fed it through both of those, and then I also had one of my small beads from Amazon just to finish that off. I felt like the 2 wide beads almost looked like UFOs when they were stacked up. I don't know, but once you see that, you can't unsee that. Now I think I've just ruined it for you guys. Oh well, I hope you still enjoy the tassel because I didn't spoil it by telling you I thought it looked like UFOs. Anyway, I am super happy with this finished product. Once I had that last bead on, I just tied it off at the top to create a knot and hold it all in place. And then using that leftover yarn that was there, I simply made a loop so that I had something to hang it from. And I kind of love it. I kept seeing these in boutiques and on Pinterest, and I thought, you know what, we can recreate that for like nothing. And I was just going to use a couple of my large beads from Amazon until I saw the dog toy, and I was like, yeah, we're totally going to use those giant quote unquote beads on the dog toy. I gotta tell you guys, I only went looking for this dog toy because my friend Sandra over at the Schroewin's Nest used another one of the dog toys from Dollarama and their giant beads as feet on one of her DIYs. So make sure you go over and check her out. Super ideas over there. And ta-da! I absolutely love this tassel. I actually have a cabinet in my bedroom that I'm going to hang that on because although it does look pretty sitting on a tiered tray, I think I'm going to keep this one hanging. I really hope you love it like I do. All right, we are at DIY number 4, and I am using some more of my copy of Pride and Prejudice, as well as this Christmas Dollar Tree box frame that I've already taken apart. I am going to leave that sticker and just flip it around and use it the other way. Now, I've already pulled out some pages from my book, and if you're wondering why I use this book, there's nothing offensive in it. When you are looking at the pages from these books, you're never going to find an inappropriate comment, and that is the last thing I want on one of my DIYs. Now, I have been dying to weave something together for a while, and the other day it came to me that I could use these book pages. Now, rather than cutting them into strips, which would absolutely work, I wanted to fold them so they had a little bit more texture and oomph to them. So what I did was fold them in half, and then I took each of the raw edges and folded it in towards the center. Now, partway through this project, I decided I wanted to have different widths, so I just folded that a different way so I had a slightly smaller piece. Now, you could do this with ribbon. You could use the book pages and just use a couple of pieces of ribbon. This is one of those projects where you could do it so many different ways. I did use a tiny bit of hot glue on it, not so that I would have a lump of hot glue, but just so that it would hold them down until I had this whole thing assembled. Now, this is the fun and extremely satisfying part. You're going to glue your first set along that edge, and that's why I left it blank, so that it wouldn't be sticking to paint, it would be sticking to the raw material. And then you simply weave it in whatever way you want. Just think back to elementary school when your teacher gave you a bunch of paper and told you to weave. And the best part was the different thicknesses came together beautifully. And this is why I said you could actually mix in and put a piece of ribbon on it as well. When that was all done, I just trimmed off the extra edges, and I had these laser cut Dollar Tree words left from a mystery box challenge, and I thought Inspire was absolutely perfect for a book DIY. It took me a sec to figure out exactly where I wanted it, but once I did, I just glued it down with a tiny bit of hot glue because it will stick to the paper really well, and then we're going to get this whole thing reassembled. Now, you guys, don't forget that this is a hop. So there are a whole bunch of creators here who have created wonderful dollar store DIYs for you. When you're finished watching this video, and of course you've hit that like button, make sure you go down to the description box and click where I've put next video. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I promise you, you are going to love this video. This is one of my newest friends here on YouTube, and I am so excited that I am hopping you over to her channel. You guys, I freaking love this. Now, the only thing I ran into was the thickness of the paper caused the frame to have a space between it and the backboard. So I'm going to fill that up with a little bit of my spackle. Once that's dry, I'll sand it smooth and just touch up the paint like you would never know it was there. I love this pink stuff because I'm terrible for starting to sand something before it's dry, and I know when this is dry because it turns white. So apart from the fact that I absolutely love this, I have about a gazillion books waiting to go up on some new bookshelves, and you know what? This is absolutely going there. I absolutely love this. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you'll hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. In the meantime, make sure you hop on to the next video, and for me, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, you guys.